Get ready for an exciting NBA season as NBC Sports gears up for its return to the NBA. With a star-studded lineup of broadcasters, the network is set to bring you all the action and analysis you could ask for. The NBA's return to NBC and Peacock 1 week from today. The NBA will make its highly anticipated debut on Peacock and simultaneously return to NBC. To kick things off, NBC Sports has announced its broadcasting assignments for the first 2 weeks of the 2025-26 NBA season, which begins on October 21st. NBA Tip-Off, a doubleheader extravaganza. On October 21st, get ready for a thrilling doubleheader to start the season. The first game, featuring the Houston Rockets taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder, will be called by the legendary Mike Tirico, with analysis from Reggie Miller and Jamal Crawford. Zora Stephenson will be on the sidelines, bringing you all the latest updates and insights. Maria Taylor will host the studio segment, joined by Carmelo Anthony and Vince Carter as studio analysts. The second game of the night, pitting the Golden State Warriors against the Los Angeles Lakers, will be called by Noah Eagle, with Grant Hill providing expert analysis. ShahAhmadi will be courtside, and Ahmed Fareed will host the studio segment. Joined by Tracy McGrady as the studio analyst. Peacock NBA Monday and On the Bench, a new era. On October 27th, Peacock NBA Monday makes its debut, along with the innovative On the Bench feature. For this exciting game between the Cleveland Cavaliers and Detroit Pistons, Noah Eagle will be on the call, with Robbie Hummel and Austin Rivers providing dedicated team analysis from the bench. Maria Taylor will host the studio segment, joined by the trio of Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. The second Peacock NBA Monday game on October 27th will feature the Denver Nuggets taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Michael Grady will be on play-by-play duties, with Grant Hill providing analysis. ShahAhmadi will be on the sidelines, and Maria Taylor will once again host the studio segment, joined by the same trio of studio analysts. Coast to Coast Tuesday, NBA action coast to coast. On October 28th, Coast to Coast Tuesday begins, bringing you doubleheaders on Tuesday nights throughout the regular season. The first game of the night will feature the New York Knicks facing off against the Milwaukee Bucks, with Mike Tirico on play-by-play, Reggie Miller and Jamal Crawford providing analysis, and Zora Stephenson on the sidelines. Maria Taylor will host the studio segment, joined by Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. The second Coast to Coast Tuesday game will see the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Golden State Warriors. Gannon will be on play-by-play, with Grant Hill providing analysis. Liffmann will be on the sidelines, and Maria Taylor will host the studio segment, joined by the same trio of studio analysts. NBA Mexico City Game 2025, a special edition. On November 1st, the NBA Mexico City Game 2025 will take place, with the Dallas Mavericks facing off against the Detroit Pistons. Followill will be on play-by-play, with Grant Hill providing analysis. ShahAhmadi will be on the sidelines, and Jardin Cornette will host the studio segment, joined by Robbie Hummel and Austin Rivers as studio analysts. Peacock NBA Monday. More action, more analysis. On November 3rd, Peacock NBA Monday returns with another exciting game, this time featuring the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Noah Eagle will be on play-by-play, with Robbie Hummel and Austin Rivers providing dedicated team analysis from the bench. Maria Taylor will host the studio segment, joined by Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Jamal Crawford as studio analysts. Coast to Coast Tuesday. Midweek NBA action. On November 4th, Coast to Coast Tuesday continues with a game between the Orlando Magic and Atlanta Hawks. Michael Grady will be on play-by-play, with Jamal Crawford providing analysis. ShahAhmadi will be on the sidelines, and Maria Taylor will host the studio segment, joined by Carmelo Anthony and Vince. The second Coast to Coast Tuesday game will feature the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. Gannon will be on play-by-play, with Reggie Miller providing analysis. Liffmann will be on the sidelines, and Maria Taylor will host the studio segment, joined by Carmelo Anthony and Vince Carter. NBC Sports NBA Programming Recap. A season of excitement this season. NBC Sports is committed to bringing you up to 100 regular season NBA games, with consistent coverage on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights, as well as All-Star Weekend and the NBA playoffs. Starting October 27th, Peacock NBA Monday will stream up to 3 NBA games nationwide on Monday nights throughout the regular season. A 30-minute studio program will lead into each Monday night's game coverage. Following the American Express NBA tip-off on October 21st, Coast to Coast Tuesday will begin on October 28th, presenting double headers on Tuesday nights throughout the regular season on NBC and Peacock. Most Tuesdays will feature an 8 p.m. Eastern Time game for NBC stations in the Eastern and Central time zones, and an 8 p.m. PT game for NBC stations in the Pacific and Mountain time zones. Both games will be streamed live nationwide on Peacock, with a 30-minute studio program leading into the coverage each week. After Sunday Night Football and NFL playoff coverage concludes in 2026, NBC Sports will launch Sunday Night Basketball across NBC and Peacock on February 1st, 2026. However, there will be a pause on February 8th and 15th, 2026, due to NBC Sports coverage of Super Bowl LX, the NBA All-Star Game, and the 2026 Milan Cortina Olympics. Sunday Night Basketball will resume on February 22nd and run through April 5th, with Jamal Crawford, Reggie Miller, Grant Hill, Brad Daugherty, Derek Fisher, Robbie Hummel, Austin Rivers, and Brian Scalabrine will serve as game analysts, providing expert insights and analysis. Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady will be the studio analysts, offering their unique perspectives and knowledge. Maria Taylor and Ahmed Fareed will host the studio segments, keeping the conversation flowing smoothly. Mike Tirico, Noah Eagle, Terry Gannon, and Michael Grady will be the play-by-play voices, bringing you every play with precision and enthusiasm. Additionally, Jordan Cornette, Ashley ShahAhmadi, and Zora Stephenson will be courtside reporters, providing up-close and personal insights from the sidelines. Grant Liffmann will serve as an NBA insider, and Chris Mannix will be the NBA digital insider, keeping you updated on all the latest news and rumors. And in a special addition to the team, Michael Jordan has been announced as a special contributor, bringing his legendary status and unique perspective to NBC Sports NBA coverage. Roundball Rock returns, a blast from the past. In a nod to its original era of NBA coverage from 1990 to 2002, NBC Sports is bringing back Roundball Rock, one of the most iconic and beloved theme songs in sports history. And in a unique twist, the network will use an AI-generated voice of the late Jim Fagan, a longtime NBC Sports narrator whose voice was synonymous with its NBA coverage and promotion. This innovative approach adds a touch of nostalgia and excitement to the upcoming NBA season. About NBC Sports, connecting fans to the moments that matter. NBC Sports is dedicated to connecting sports fans to the moments that matter most. With a diverse range of premier live events, insightful studio shows, and compelling original programming, NBC Sports caters to sports enthusiasts across numerous linear and digital platforms, including NBC and Peacock. The network possesses an unparalleled collection of media rights agreements, partnering with many of the most prestigious sports properties in the world. From the Olympic Games to the Super Bowl and Sunday Night Football, NBC Sports has a proven track record of making big events even bigger. Get ready for an unforgettable NBA season on NBC Sports and Peacock. With this star-studded broadcasting team and a packed schedule of games, you won't want to miss a single moment.